The YN stuff, but the crash out, I have not heard about this until we sat down.
Right? Define crash out.
Crashing out is it's a slang term, usually meaning to commit an act which will result in a long prison sentence or even death.
Oh shit! Hey.
Ooh, dash.
Not anybody else doing anything new, man. Like any other clubs up in the place. So I went over there. I went over on the St. Patty's. Legit. Place looks nice. I've seen their videos about how it looks over there, and it looks amazing.
People were saying they were going to close. It was done data.
I thought so too. It took them a while to get where they're at, you know what I mean? And they took this time off and spent it. Like, they took the time off as to remodel. And now you're here talking about the remodel and how it looks good, when actuality it was closed down for licensing reasons. You know, you got Diego Fuego no longer with Royal Events. Lock and key. Go see my guy Rob, bald-headed Rob, man. That's my guy. Don't mess with it.
You know what happened. That's why people want to talk about these JFK files. I don't give a damn about these files.
You see that part right there. How are you going to shoot the man at that close of a range with a gas gun?
How much, editing equipment do they have back then? The doctor's something.
The salute thing. Now look.
Gesture was off a little.
Bro.
Just, it's okay. It's an old one. No one thinks about it.
When he did it, you could see the comf in his face. Like, could you imagine if I went to dinner with your family and all of a sudden I was like, guys, this was the best dinner I've ever had. Thank you.
Well, unless you're not stupid. You know what I mean? You literally have Neuralink going over our head.
Man, let's jump straight into the crash out, man. You know what I mean? It's been nothing. It's been all over my social media feed. And it could be because I'm a Steeler fan, but obviously we got the two best crash outs in the league with DK Metcalf and George Pickens. But why is it like how did crash out become the new term for I guess let's not even call them YNs, right? Because they're not YNs. Crash out could be anybody, right? Define crash out. What the hell is crash out?
I see the YN stuff, but
I just gotta understand it. YN is young.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. And so crash out is more of like, bro, you like lose your mental patience and you just spaz out. You know what I mean?
Like Antonio Brown.
Yeah, I think.
Kanye West.
Yeah, I could be wrong. Yeah, good crash outs.
Right. So this term crash out, man, you've been hearing it in music. Everybody talks about it all the time. I'm about to crash out tonight. I'm like, what they don't know, and the definition of crashing out is it's a slang term, usually meaning to commit an act which will result in a long prison sentence or even death. Man, think about that though. What I'm about to do is going to give me a long prison sentence or death. Like, have you been seeing the videos? There's videos with a cop getting shot by a bunch of fools just shooting at him. About anybody else doing anything new, man? Like any other clubs up in the place, man.
Oh shit! Hey.
They be crashing out. Dudes couldn't get his chicken nuggets, so he tore up the whole place, tore up the door, took a tow truck, and rammed it into the building.
Oh, my stars. He didn't know. Oh, he did not do that. Oh, dash.
Like,
that's stupid.
Like,
crash outs,
bro.
Crash outs.
Like,
okay. He couldn't get his chicken nuggets, huh?
Yeah,
is that what he jumped over the counter for? No, he was trying to grab the little register thing.
Yeah, but the argument started because they didn't have his nuggets.
Got to have the McNuggets.
That shit's so stupid.
Shit, that's funny as fuck.
That's I'm telling you, bro. This whole crashing out thing, like it's starting to be a culture. We gotta admit it. It's in the black community, and I just think it's sad that like we, instead of respond, we react to a situation, and we typically react emotionally. You know what I mean? You see it with no, all that, no, all that. You know what I mean? Like all that shit. They don't even care. They about to crash out for nothing. They go online doing all the crazy shit. Like, It's just
it's that YN stuff right
yeah,
there.
bro.
That's
It's just-
YN.
it's sad.
I mean, who termed this though? Who made this popular?
That's a really good question, actually.
I mean, it just came out of nowhere. Like I said, I see the YN stuff, but the crash out, I've not heard about this until we sat down. Seriously, I've never heard of the crash out shit.
You ain't been seeing the whole crash out theme between George Pickens and
Nah, no.
You know, they calling them crash out boys mainly because when they get on the field, to lose their mental and just do whatever.
Yeah.
Slamming people around, pushing people, grabbing the mask and slamming them. Them crash out. Like, what are you thinking in those moments that make you want to do something stupid?
Right.
I'm not going to say to the extent of being put in prison or death. That's extreme.
the definition, though. You
That's
gonna crash
little,
out.
It's a little over the board. Yeah.
You gonna crash out. That's what you up. Tonight's the night. I'm about to crash out. Move.
Finna go home and crash. Damn, didn't that mean like a term for us
Go
old
to
heads? I could have sworn back when we was growing up, it's like I'm finna go to the house and I'm not gonna say crash out, but crash used to be a term like sleep. Finna go home.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
if you got a whip though. You know what I
wouldn't
mean?
say
You got a
crash
whip. You about
out.
to crash your whip. That's.
I mean, we
that's
should.
it.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, I'm gonna go to the house and crash.
Yeah, you could even say I'm finna go to the house and crash out. You know what I mean? Like you could say that, but I'm not saying that we use it in that term. You know what I mean?
And you know the ones. I'm sorry, but the ones I see that are always ready to crash out is them dudes with the whole ski mask on in the daytime.
So, yeah, YNs.
Like, bro,
Those
Lord.
are YNs.
I can't.
And see, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, YNs. There you go.
Is the terminology of YNs and crash out, is it the
That's so
same?
funny.
I
dude.
even get
same.
nervous around YNs. I'm like, he
Right?
don't care. He about to shoot me and my family. He don't care.
No, it's just a young brother with a mask
The
on.
dudes walking around in the poosh
The Pushaisky.
I get nervous.
I love it. I put my son in a little Pushaisky. I be like, hey, you look a little gangster, man. I be loving that
Dude,
stuff.
I don't even know what
Yeah.
the point of the poosh is in a warm city. I really don't.
It's
why
usually
is
not
this-
a warm city.
Because you about to crash out.
I think Tony's right.
Yeah, because they don't want you to see who they are. They about to crash out.
Shiesty was made for two reasons: for cold weather and crashing out.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's a lifestyle,
It
dude.
is.
Unfortunately, I think COVID messed up a lot of people, man.
It
It
did.
messed up a lot of shit.
I'm not gonna say it normalized the Pushaiskis, but it was a mask.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's how they
Right.
kind of like labeled it. And ever since then, it's just been the normal going thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
shout out to our guys, Country Club Lanes over here off of Watt Avenue, 2600 Watt Avenue, Country Club Lanes. It's a family-oriented place with a dope-ass bar. Come check it out. See what's up.
About anybody else doing anything new, man? Like any other clubs up in the place, man. But
You know
like,
what I'm saying? No, I'm not going to lie. District 30, if you guys are familiar with my face, District 30 is still closed. It is doing a remodel. It is revamping its social media page. What, to my knowledge, is changing its name as well. I'm not going to give too much because nothing is set in stone just yet, but they are still remodeling. Stay tuned. District 30 will reopen soon
do
with
you have
the new
maybe
name.
a timeline of how long until they?
I don't. Mainly because I know what they're trying to do as far as the investment and the time that they're spending. They're putting a lot of money into it. They want to change it to where it's open more than just Friday, Saturday. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not going to say they're changing it from a club because they still want the club aspect, but they want it to more of a lounge, like an upscale lounge mingle area. You know what I mean? They want a smaller contemporary area where it's like high end lounge. To where they're open Monday through Friday instead of just Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Friday, Saturday. So,
What would make it like mingly?
they're gonna cut off half the bar or half the club. So they're gonna kind of like they're gonna drape it like, you know what I mean, curtain style, and then the front half of it will be elegant, lounge area / the bar. It'd be it's basically gonna be like a dive bar. You know what I mean? Like how it is just at the bar, kind of in that area. But then they have that whole dance floor in the front. District 30, their dance floor is in the back. You know what I mean? So they're going to basically flip it up and kind of have like a more throughout the week, more profitable. But that was, they're still in the remodeling phase of that. Speaking of remodeling, I know that Tiger also went through a little bit of a remodeling on the outside. I have not been on the inside yet. But I know that they have the black and gray on the outside, making it actually a little bit of a different curb appeal.
I'm gonna lie, man. So I went over there. I went over on the St. Patty's over there. Legit. Place looks nice. I've seen their videos about how it looks over there, and it looks amazing. I could tell you the vibes was up because when I was there, bro, it was just a sea of women trying to get in, like gorgeous
It's
women
usually
too.
like that.
Like I'm talking like they look like they were trying to get on Wild 'N Out, like beautiful women, like just straight up, like gorgeous.
Well, I mean, that's the premier club in Sac now. I mean, is Mick still open?
Mm-hmm. Anyway, was Tony there?
Well, I didn't go inside.
I am so curious. What was it, like a year ago when we had the inside scoop of everything that was happening? And now here we are a year later, and what they got is, what, a slap on the wrist? They got their liquor license suspended for, what, a month?
Something like that, yeah.
And during that month, they used that time to remodel?
Yeah,
people
were saying they were going to close. It was done data.
I thought so, too. That's why I was asking, is Tony still there? That is the question I want to know. But it took them a while to get where they're at, you know what I mean? And they took this time off and spent it. Like, they took the time off as to remodel. And now you're here talking about the remodel and how it looks good, when actuality it was closed down for licensing reasons. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, that's because there's a lot of takes on it. A lot of just from different people that I've heard stuff from. You can see it as a negative or as a positive. I know they put some videos out, and when they were showing the inside and everything like that, look gorgeous, look amazing. Everything that was in there, just like, it's a place you do want to be at. There were haters, and there's haters with everything. You know, there's haters on us, haters on, you know, anybody doing good. You always gonna have some haters with it, and they were trying to take it as a negative because if you notice, they got if you look at the front of it, before it was all glass. Now it's all covered. You know what I mean? So you can't see what's going on in there. But to me, I'm like, that was the last club that actually had all glass. Everybody else has all their stuff covered. I mean, obviously it didn't happen, or else people would be charged.
Obviously it did happen. That's why they were shut down for a small period of time.
I mean, in terms of somebody getting charged, they didn't.
This is a great conversation.
I seen Tony recently.
Someone did get charged. I believe someone spent some time in a detention facility. You know.
Okay.
When did you see him, Tony?
I saw him last week. He was at BPM, just chilling, eating. I saw him. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, no, he out and about. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he technically wasn't convicted of anything, but as far as an establishment and the way it was running and the way it was operating, to where your license had to get removed, was the big concern. You know what I mean? Right. I'm pretty sure they're probably selective on the people they let on. Who knows? I don't know. I probably got to pull up on them. For sure. But no, man, it looks good in there. It looks good on the outside. We'll see what's up, man. But honestly, Sacramento has been booming and blooming in a different way, man. Like, it's been moving, you know what I mean? Weirdly. So I'll talk about it. You got Diego Fuego, no longer with Royal Events, right? And so Royal Events is doing their thing over at Social. I'm not sure. They be handling like random bandas, like at random parks and events and locations. Old Sac is another one of them. I think they do like La Terrazas too. Anyways, so Diego now has ventured out and he started signing with Tap Room. There's a new club. I'm not even sure where this Tap Room place is. And then he also does La Calle, which is the old school Republic. So it's Fuego, you know what I'm saying? Fuego's my guy. Anyways, I was talking about Tap House. We talked about La Calle. Those are Latin spots. I do want to bring up a huge spot that's actually been popping and that's kind of close and dear to mine because it's people that I actually fuck with and actually hired at District 30 that are making their way. Lock and Key. Go see my guy Rob, bald-headed Rob, man. That's my guy. Don't mess with it.
Can we get in?
What?
I'm just scared about that place. It's lock and key. Like, I feel like I gotta have a key or else I ain't gonna get in.
Man, this guy over here.
I'm being dead ass.
Lock and Key, definitely a new spot that you got. Like I mentioned, I got all the guys is over there, so definitely got to go see what's up with that. But that's just Sacramento and downtown, in a nutshell. What you got for him, man? I mean,
everything. Let's get to these JFK files.
You sent me that shit. Now I'm not gonna lie, I took a moment to look into that shit. It's too historical for me to have an opinion on what really took place.
So what are you talking about? What I'm saying?
As far as like they're trying to say that it was CIA that actually took out JFK. Mm-hmm. And I mean, if that's true, bro, think about that. If that's actually true. You're basically saying that the people that you think are working for you to keep this world safe are technically somewhat working against you. Didn't we vote to get this man in office?
It's been said multiple times by other presidents that there's a military industrial complex. So like at the end of World War II, these people don't have jobs. They don't have other places to go to. They end up realizing they can make more money if they go out and imperialize the United States, put us in certain areas for a strategic advantage. So like if we need to go to an area to like, let's say for instance, the most recent one, Iraq, you know what I mean? Our soldiers go there. There's poppy fields out there. There's all kinds of different ways that our government can make millions of dollars. They decimate an entire area. They send a construction company, which they own, to go over there and make almost $2 trillion in that year to just reconstruct the entire city. Like these are things that people are taking advantage of. These are just basic things that happen whenever you let people, I mean, people are corrupt, but that's what's happening. And so when you talk about CIA, this is just a section of the government that's separate from what we would think is the United States. So in terms of like the United States, you think it's red, white, and blue, patriotism, our government's good. We go out there and we police the entire world, right? We're good. But there's also something called the deep state. This is an area of people that are above the law that get to do anything that they want. And most of these people are four-star generals, or they're head of the top construction companies, or different areas, Hollenbergen, Boeing, these different
private industry.
Yeah, private industries. Anything that's under black. These are private industries that like these guys run the world, and their right arm is us, the United States, but they're the deep state, and they go out. And if a president is controversial, and if a president is anti what they're trying to do, which is profit and make money and be as greedy as hell, bro, you get X'd. And that's what happened to John F. Kennedy. You look at all the reasons why they had an excuse to off him, bro. It makes sense. Like it's literally like, yeah, they had to kill this man.
Looking into it, how I saw it was literally like the CIA wasn't aligned with what the president's envisions were. No. Every president that gets in office has one major thing that they do in office, and it's either going to be the life of them or the death of them for whatever they do, whether you like them or not, right? They make some type of change that we either like or we hate. True. And the change that JFK was making is basically they were saying, we ain't.
Yeah. After the Bay of Pigs, after the incident that should have happened, that should have started World War III. And before that, don't forget, Gulf and Tonkin incident. That started what? The Vietnam War. So you have to realize this man, Kennedy, did not want us to go into Vietnam. The people didn't want to. Everyone was wanting peace, peace, peace. But it wasn't until JFK was like, no, we're not going to go in there. You know what I mean? And we're going to try to find more diplomatic, avenues of dealing with this. And he wanted to make Executive Order 11111, which would have put us on a gold standard. And there was something else with the CIA, which I can't completely remember, that it was conflicting with the CIA, like, head on. And so ultimately, bro, it was like, bro, they're like, dude, we got to get this guy out. Like, we have to. And when William Cooper came out with that, William Cooper he was in the Navy. I don't remember how many years, but he's a naval intelligence officer. This man had access to secret documents. I mean, they ended up killing this guy after he predicted 9/11 2 months before it happened, and then 2 months after they murdered him in front of his house. And so that's why I believe this man and everything he talked about. Because have you ever seen the Octopus Crimes? It's on Netflix. Go to Netflix, Octopus Crimes. I think it's like episode 2 or episode 3. This lady literally explains exactly what William Cooper did. And if anybody's interested in watching that, it's called William Cooper Exposes JFK. Type that in YouTube. He will, for 5 minutes, expose what happened. You see them coming down. The video is doctored. If you look at the tree, stare at that tree. Look up and stare at the tree. The tree is not straight. It's like separated halfway through on the edge. Like somebody edited it. And then you see it, and then that's when you see the guy turn after he was already shot.
You see that part right there. How are you going to shoot the man at that close of a range with a gas gun? I know that's what they said. It was like some type of gas virus gun, just in case it didn't kill him. The gas would knock him out, right? Right. Oh, bro, you're telling me you're doing that in a parade in the same car as that person?
You have to use a gas gun. If you would have used a regular gun, you would see the smoke come up.
You saw a little spray. You saw a little effect when they slow it down, at least.
Right. You can't use a regular gun. You would have seen that. You know what I mean? Your bottom line would have seen it.
It's just crazy the fact that they would have done that in that type of situation, scenario setting. The guy from the front seat alone. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing, though. When you talk about William Cooper showing that information, he's showing that information. You have to rebuke what he's saying. So that shot coming, the president already got shot right in the back. That's when his wife was looking at him and was like, oh my God, what's going on? And you could see her panicking. That's when, think about it. Secret Service, bro, keep your eye on the road. Yes, the president shot, but you would just do this. You wouldn't, and have your hand like this. You wouldn't do that. Outside of that, the man that they say shot him was on the opposite end. Some people were taking pictures on the opposite end. There is a picture of him on the opposite end staring at the at everybody staring at the shot that just happened. It wasn't him. So 100% Lee Ozzy Oswald. Let me say his name wrong.
Which is the driver?
No, he was the one that was
the shooter.
Yeah, he was a shooter. Like he already is X'd out just from somebody else's picture. He wasn't. He didn't shoot the gun.
He was sitting on the garage or something. Like
yeah, he was in the garage looking out,
yeah.
like looking towards that direction. So it's like you gotta rebuke these things. Like, bro, he even was yelling out, "I'm a patsy. I'm a patsy. I'm the fall guy. Like it's not me." And that's when he had I think his name's Jack Ruby dude come up and shoot him. Like it's like, and then this dude had no idea what was going on. And MK Ultra was at his highest by then. If you know what MK Ultra is, it's mind control. He even, if you look at his letter, it's the weirdest letter I've ever heard somebody write. He's like, I don't know, something came over me. I don't even know what I did. Something came over me. I had to shoot him. Like this guy he owned nightclubs. Like it wasn't like he was a nobody. It was just weird. Everything about it's just completely weird. But it's like we can base. Anytime there's something that we don't understand, and we can talk about this with relationships with people. There's his side, her side, and the truth. So somebody can tell their side, the other person can tell their side, but we can discern the truth based on just all the information that we know. We might be wrong, but I'm telling you on just the information we know, bro. Like we know what happened. That's why people want to talk about these JFK files. I don't give a damn about these files because I know what happened. CIA was involved in killing him. They had multiple reasons to do it. And we can tell based on all the information, based on the magic bullet that had 6 entry points. Like, come on, bro. No, bro. They ain't no magic bullet, this, that, and the other. He was shot multiple times. Bro, no. Like, there's more to the story.
Okay, I'm with you.
What do you think, Warren?
I mean, to be honest, dude, I never really followed the whole JFK assassination stuff. I mean, Tony, I think you broke it down well. You know what I mean? To me, I just never really, opened up the hood and really looked at like, okay, why is this shit fishy? You know what I mean? Like, Tony, it seems like you're pretty knowledgeable about it, but to me, I never really looked into it. Because it was before my time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even, because when did the shooting happen?
It was before all our time.
Yeah.
But the shooting happened, I believe it was 1963. I might be wrong on that.
Yeah.
63 or 65. But because I get that mixed up with when we went in Vietnam War. But I mean, here's the thing. Whenever he was shot, it took 12 years for that video to come out, the Zapruder film. 12
That's
years.
crazy, yeah.
12 years, bro. So
They wouldn't want nothing like that leaked.
right, that gives you plenty of time to edit it, though, to do whatever you need to do to it.
I'm pretty sure it was doctored. A lot of it was.
Yeah, I mean, but how much, editing equipment do they have back then to doctor something? You know what I mean?
Well, that makes you think about the current president, man, and the situation that's going on in that White House currently right now. I know the guy Elon Musk has been getting a lot of backlash for, honestly, just supporting the president and his running and his candidacy running. Elon Musk has been in the news taking a lot of heat as far as Tesla. Like, people have walked into Tesla dealerships in Portland, Oregon, and literally just was like, pow, 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 setting charging stations off for Teslas. They put them on fire in like Boston, Massachusetts. Like, they're basically trying to destroy what Elon Musk has created. And hear me out. Mainly just because I hate the guy, just because he supported the president. You know what I mean? And I know Elon Musk.
You think that's the only reason? Just because?
I know that's what they're putting out there. And even Elon Musk said, like, the left wingers, and he even kind of referred to, the political side of things. And I'm like, bro, it's real. You can't say that because, like, I originally, me personally, I can't say I'm a Democrat anymore, but I originally started out as a Democrat.
So did Elon. He was a Democrat.
And so, when you say left wingers, I still consider myself a Democrat. I mean, I voted for Obama. After that, I'm not going to lie, the presidency race has been a little bit of a joke. But, I see both sides, you know what I mean? And with that being said, even with me claiming to be a Democrat, I wouldn't do that shit to Elon. I don't give a fuck if you support this guy who's a Republican who ended up winning. because that guy was smart enough to have you a walking ATM in his back pocket. Like, why are we mad at the man?
Well, it's not because of that, but it's not about the money, but because he was able to make X like free speech, because it wasn't free. You know what I mean? I got banned off there. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like, it wasn't free speech. You couldn't say what you wanted to. And I think free speech should be free. You know, 100%.
I feel like the Twitter thing was a part of it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like when that happened, we weren't thinking, oh, he's gonna run or be a partner or help Trump be president. You know, that was him just being a power trip, ego tip, and I'm taking over Twitter and I'm turning it into the X. Because
you don't think it was everybody? Like, what I mean by everybody is like the team that Trump has assembled. Like, when you look at everybody, Joe Rogan, the podcast, he even said, I'm not going to have Trump on here and help him out. But he had to. With all the craziness, the madness that was going on, common sense things, it's like, bro, we as the American people were sick of a lot of stuff. And Trump was, even the people that hated Trump was like, I ain't got no choice to vote for Trump. They're giving billions to another country, and we just had a hurricane and a fire happen. We're not giving anything to our own people. I got to go for this person. It became a common sense thing. And I'm not saying that you're dumb if you voted for him, but I'm saying that there's things going on. And to me right now, I'm mad about a lot of things that Trump's done that he didn't keep promises to, that he's breaking, that he's getting involved in other wars, that I'm not liking at all. But it's like, in the end, I think it's this weird psyop that's happening to us, the American people. And I don't know how far it's going to go. I don't know where it's going to go. You know what I mean? With everything. And it's scary with Elon. Can we talk about one thing? And I say this because I keep my eye on Elon. I really do keep my eye on him. I don't trust him for one. The first strike was Neuralink. You guys remember that?
Is that the gum you're talking about?
No.
The thing that he's going to put a chip in your brain.
People's brains.
Yeah, I didn't like that, bro. That's not only an invasion of privacy, but it's just too much, bro.
Is it like the chip, like Wakanda type shit? You know what I mean? They be doing.
So they've done studies on it, and there's a couple people now I think living that actually have the chip in their brain, and I mean,
really?
I think
I haven't heard about this. Yeah.
I think Rogan had him on his show. And I think the dude is like he can't use his extremities. He can't use his hands. He can't use his legs. You know what I mean? He could talk, you know, move his eyes and facial expressions, but he just has no movement in his extremities. But so they put the Neuralink in his head,
and it helped him.
And yeah, so like he could be on a computer and like move a mouse or go to this page, and you know what I mean? He could control everything on the computer with his mind. You know what I mean? Because of the Neuralink. You know what I mean? So it's something that Elon he's created. You know what I mean? And I guess he wants it to be used in that fashion and other ways. You know, but
that's like that Tony Stark shit. Oof.
Yeah,
he pretty much is like
Scary.
kind of like Tony Stark.
Yeah,
I mean, he did just save a fucking ship that was stranded out in fucking orbit for 9 months.
Right.
Yep.
That was supposed to be up there for only 8 days. How the that's my question, to be honest with you. They really didn't answer that question. How did they last 9 months up there when they're only supposed to be up there 8 days? You're telling me they had 9 months of supplies of food up there?
I mean, I think I'm not. I don't know if this is right or not, but didn't they link with the space station up there?
SpaceX.
And, yeah, they had like I think there was food and stuff there.
Okay,
that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's good. Okay.
Thank you for saying that because I was
Right.
bugging the out. Like, how the are they stranded up there?
One thing though that I heard recently that I think Elon needs to worry about is I don't know if you heard about this, Tony, but the Chinese have created an electric car. I can't think of the name, but it's like a three letter name. It's an acronym or whatever. But they created a supercharger that charges your car in the length of time that it would take for you to fill your car up with gas. And now if you have a Tesla and you're charging your car, I think it takes like with the
30 minutes,
supercharger, I think it's
supercharger.
like 30 to 45 minutes.
You saw the new program that he wants to do, though, right?
I haven't seen that.
He wants to make it self-charge, so as you drive, it charges automatically. He wants to have highways where they already charge.
That's crazy if he pulls that off.
Yeah.
But I mean, you'd have to have a special type of freeway for that too, right?
Yeah. Oh, maybe. That's from when I read it seemed like
Yeah.
that. But that's where I feel bad is like people doing what they're doing to him. It's like, okay, like I get it. You know what I mean? You don't agree with his political standpoint. Get it. Okay. But to keep doing, I mean, I'm seeing all this negative Elon talk and him losing, bro. He's lost so much stock value. Dude. Tesla's gone down so much. I don't know by how much, bro. He's down to nearly nothing, bro. And it's kind of sad. It's like, damn, this guy's saving people in space and has the ability to send us out in space and back. Like, this man's innovative, and it's like, how much of this do I trust, not trust? I shouldn't trust any of it. I really shouldn't. And I just, again, the second strike, the salute thing. Now, look.
Man.
I don't give a damn about, bro, Trump could say the N-word a hell of times. I didn't care that Biden openly was racist and said the N-word multiple times. I didn't care. I don't care. Just like Odysseus says in Troy, I don't care about the man's allegiance. I care about his ability to win battle.
I don't care about the man's allegiance. I care about his ability to win battles.
That's what he says in Troy. I don't care. What's his ability? What can this man do that's going to help me? Period. That's it. That's where I come from. But I do not like.
I like that. I like what you're saying. You're basically saying fuck all the bullshit. Like, he Hitler or not, he ain't doing Hitler shit. He doesn't have refugee camps or, you know, he's not killing people. You know what I mean? He's just.
But I do got my eye on him.
His gesture was off a little.
Right, bro.
Just, it's okay. It's an old one. No one thinks about it. You know what I mean?
It's an old one.
It's an old one. You know what I mean? It's like, are you revamping that?
It ain't
You
an
finna
old one.
revamp? You know
You
what I
got
mean?
them skinheads always doing it. But like I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, I think if you were Elon's friend and you were like, hey, Elon, bro, come here. Hey, real quick, I'm out. Some people come in. Can you do me a favor real quick? When they come in, go like, just do this for me real quick. Go, guys, my heart goes out to all of you. He'd be like, bro, what the Elon would be like, what are you doing, bro? You know what that is? Like, he would say that. I know Elon would say that. And that's where, like, bro, stop playing the games, bro. Like, it's like,
I feel you.
Stop playing the games, bro. It's like, this is it for you to.
I feel you.
Bro, you could see when he did it, you could see the comf in his face. Like, he made the comf. The mic comf. He made the comf face.
I feel you.
Like, bro, that's too much. Like,
no, you're right. I mean, you can't give him a pass, you know, but at the same time, it's like, you don't know if he meant it. You know what I mean?
Could you imagine if I went to dinner with your family and all of a sudden I was like, guys, this was the best dinner I've ever had. Thank you. And they'd be like, why do you flip us out? Like, what? I said this was the best dinner. It's like,
right.
But bro,
yeah, I get you. I'm with you, man.
No.
I'm with you. It's, I mean, I get you, man. It looks fishy as you know what I mean? It's like, dude, you know what you're doing.
You know what you did.
I mean, Elon Musk, you're not stupid. You know what I mean? You literally have Neuralink going over our head. You know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. You have Neuralink going over our head.
Right. So it's like, bro, like, you can't be naive to that, period.
Yeah.
You
He did
can't
it.
be
But
naive
my
to
question is, was he trolling?
that. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you
Was
don't
like, I bet I
know.
can do this, bro. How much you want to bet?
You
Like,
don't know.
dude. Oh my god.
The biggest mistake that Elon made was getting involved in politics. He should have told
He
Trump,
had to get involved.
He should have told Trump, like, thanks, but no thanks.
Stuck to X and that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I agree.
Because
with that.
now he's like,
Him a little bit.
it did.
And it's crazy. It's just on a political tip, just because they don't they ain't with you right now.
Right.
That's crazy.
And I ain't got no beef with Elon. I think
None.
I think like brilliant minds like that, smart minds like that, they need to be involved in the whole think tank, the whole process of this country. You know what I mean? And so I have no beef with Elon, but I mean, dude, we live in times where everybody has an opinion, man. You know what I mean? Everybody wants their word to be said. Everybody wants their values to be shared, and it's crazy, bro. Like,
and what's crazy is I see it from. Remember we talked about this deep state earlier. The deep state is all these higher, what some people would call World Economic Forum, Illuminati types. These are the ones that run the world and don't get us and want to enslave us entirely. Then you have the technocrats, which the technocrats actually used to be on their side. Google, YouTube, Twitter, all that. Now we have the technocrats. And I don't say we, I shouldn't even have said we. No. The technocrats will be like the Elon Musk, even now Mark Zuckerberg, because even Meta and everything else is trying to get involved with that. Now these people are now against them. You know what I mean? We have this two elitists going at it right now. And it's like, I'm like, we're just pawns. I mean, we're not even pawns. We're nothing. We can't change anything, bro. This is just two elite powers going at it.
We're the suppliers. We give the money. And you said technocrats?
Technocrats, yeah.
I thought of the Aristocats.
Technocrats are the ones that
Movie.
run like technologically advanced everything. They run all the things, they run all the technology, they run all the ads, they run, Cambridge Analytica, anything that we have that's going on that has to run through technology, they run it. You know what I mean? They're in charge of it. They're the ones that are keeping our videos from going up. You know what I mean? Like,
you ever afraid of everyone like fact checking you on some of these words? Or
no.
No?
No.
You confident in those?
Yeah.
Technicology? What'd you call it?
Technology? Just
No.
There's technocrats.
Technocrats.
And they're in charge of.
There you go. Technocrats.
Yeah, technocrats.
What we gotta worry about people fact checking us on is the Brittany Grinders or
I don't give a about that. Name technocrats. Technocrats.
Yeah,
It's
bro.
like Democrats with tech in front of
But
it.
we just don't know who to really go. To me, I'm like, I'm already was against the New World Order. I've been against them. So it's been my long podcast I started before this against them. So it's like me seeing another power rise. I don't trust them either because I don't know what they're going to do. I never trusted the Neuralink shit, but I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to be on their side because I'm against these guys. These are just two giants. It's almost like if Godzilla was in the city, like we got to take him out. Well, nothing we're doing is working. Oh, shoot, there's another big giant. All right, cool. I'm going to go on this dude's side because his values, what he believes in, even though everybody thinks I'm a conservative, I'm not a conservative, but I'm forced to look like a conservative because the other side's crazy. So I'm going to be on the other monster side that's going at it because he has a chance of knocking this monster out, and then maybe we can knock that monster out. I don't know. I don't know what I'm hoping or wishing for. But it's like, that would be cool. Like, let him do his thing. Let Trump cook. Let him do what they need to do.
And I want to give Elon some credit. I feel like the media is kind of like diving in on him, even though he just helped NASA, with the rescue mission, and he has actually big future goals of trying to get people to live on the planet Mars. You know what I mean? And so, you just, somebody dreaming or daring to dream bigger than what we're already doing, and we're slandering the man because of his political backing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. Sometimes we just got to wake up and be like, bro, what the really complaining about today? What? What are you waking up and complaining about today? What do you got to say today? Why don't you live your life and be happy about your shit and your lane? Stop worrying about what the he doing. That's his money, not yours. Let him spend it how he wants to. Let him lose it how he wants to. I did think it was funny, though, that they did reference Doge a lot in these goddamn articles that I read. DOGE, Department of what, Government Efficiency or something like that?
Yeah.
Was that the same Dogecoin? Is that the same?
I think they deliberately did that. Yeah, I think they did. I mean, it's funny. It's kind of crazy. You have a department that's finding government. If you're trying to see, you're looking into government efficiencies, right? Just to make sure that like they're spending our money wisely, and he's finding out that they're not. And now somehow people who aren't getting the millions and billions are mad. That's wild to me. I'm like, bro, they're finding that. How about this? How about if you don't agree with Doge, when they give us back our $5,000, which they're going to give us $5,000, it's like 20% of the money they missed.
I heard about that. Yeah,
give it back. Put your money where your mouth is. Give it back then, because that's not a stimulus. It's not. This is money that they misspent that they're going to give back. If you truly do not agree with this Doge and what they're doing, and you hate what they're doing, I will say there are a few things they're doing that they're going overboard with, like trying to get rid of unions and trying to get rid of actually trying to replace people at the airports with like SpaceX people. I'm like, well, then he's going to have a monopoly. I don't think he should have that. You know what I mean? Like he's going basically pro corporation, which, okay, I'm against that, and we can fight that battle later. But all the other misspending and all these other politicians that are mad about it, well, you're mad about it because you don't get to keep your millions that you were basically stealing from us. That's why you're mad. But it's like, I agree with what they're doing, and like, keep doing it. And if you're going to give us back our money, cool. And if you don't agree with it, give back the check. Say, I don't agree with Doge.
I
Give
feel
it back.
you there. They ain't going to get that shit back. You know that.
No, they'll take it.
Of course they will.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
It is what it is, though.
You already know what it is, man. It's finna be a dope-ass weekend. I'm finna my guys over there with the Fame Squad. Got my guy Nico, Oasis, Nathaniel, and Sacramento Life, man. They got that Fly Fest going off. Fame Squad Fly Fest over there off of Drake's Barns. It's in West Sacramento. Check that out this March 22nd from 10 to 6 p.m. Go ahead and check out the good thrift deals they got. Good vintage kicks. food trucks, DJs, just a good experience. Just in general, let's pray that the rain stays away this weekend. But come join us. Come have some fun. See what we do. Also, you can't forget to give a super huge shout out to the people here that help us each and every week at Country Club Lanes. Definitely want to give a special thank you to you guys as we held our trophy ceremony here for my flag football team as I coach a flag football team during the week. We had a little trophy ceremony here. It was pretty dope a few weeks ago, and that was all sponsored by Country Club Lanes. Once again, check it out, man. They got party packages here for you guys, just simple bowling packages, or you want to go laser tagging. I had adults and kids in there. The adults, I didn't know at the time, but one of the parents is a cop for Davis. But he was in there, like, legit trying to, like, tag the adults that was playing in there. So it got a little competitive, even with the kids in there. So no matter what age you are, you can definitely have a good time. Other than that, man, y'all already know what it is, man. It's another episode of About the Night. You got my guy Warren, Tony, Winton. Y'all already know what it is. That's all I got.